report says the government in Poland is seeking to reduce the number of hours for religion classes in public schools. The report in Poland today says the courses are optional, but most pupils attend them. Still, one government official says 2 hours a week of learning about religion is, quote, excessive. This is the latest conflict between Poland's new government and the Catholic Church. Lawmakers are also considering measures to loosen abortion restrictions and to introduce measures for so-called equality for LGBTQ students. And joining us now to talk more about all of this is Solene Tadie, your correspondent for the National Catholic Register. Solene, good to be with you today. So remind us again how this new government came into power late last year.
So the Conservative Party, Law and Justice, that was in power for 8 years, lost its parliamentary majority to a big coalition gathering the center and center-right and the left all together. And so they took power, and the big Conservative Party, Law and Justice, is still the country's largest, with over 35% of the vote in the last elections. But still, it was not enough to stand up to this huge coalition, so they had to leave power.
And, as we talked about, the religious classes are being targeted. What are some of the other ways this new incoming government that took over in December is targeting the faithful?
I wouldn't say, Tracy, that they are targeting the faithful. It's a complex issue because Donald Tusk, the Prime Minister, and many members of the Parliament are self-professed Catholics. It's not really that. The thing is that, yeah, there is a wave of secularization. As soon as they came into power, they launched a series of measures of proposal to really secularize the country. But it's also because they have very close ties with the hierarchy of the European Union in Brussels that is known for its very progressive views. And so, of course, they are pushing some new measures also to unblock the funds that were frozen by the European Commission, the COVID recovery funds, out of concerns for rule of law problems. And so, of course, they are pushing some kinds of measures such as the legalization of abortion up to 12 weeks, the removal of crucifixes in public spaces, like you mentioned, the reduction in religious class and so on and so forth. So, of course, it is changing the cultural religious landscape very, very quickly. We are witnessing a kind of turning point. We don't know yet to what extent.
And we're almost out of time, Solene, but I want to talk about the article that you recently wrote. I know it included the phrase, the end of Christian Poland. Talk to us more about that. I mean, do you think this really could be the case in Poland?
Well, as I mentioned, it could be a turning point for the history of the Catholic Church in Poland. It is still very strongly Catholic. It's like over 90% of the Poles are still Catholics, but there is indeed a loss of ground for the Church there, a loss in religious practice among the youth, especially in big cities. One of the sources I interviewed, Professor David Engels, in my article, fears that it is the end of this kind of Christian Catholic Poland because of all these measures. And it's true that also with the effect of globalization, the country is changing very fast, again, in big cities. But according to some other sources, local sources told me, we have suffered so much in our history in Poland. We've been under the control of many different forces, and most recently under the yoke of the communist rule. And of course, they suffered so much, and these forces never succeed to erase this very strong, very deep Catholic identity that is part of the DNA of the Poles. And so, according to them, they say, especially in the countryside, all these ideologies, all these effects of globalization are not effective yet. So there seems to be a wave of resistance in these countryside. And so, yeah, it remains to be seen in the future. We'll see how things will develop. But it's not so sure that the Catholic Poland is ready to disappear yet again. We'll see.
Well, Solene, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. God bless you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tracy.